We understood that opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. Second, transparent objects allow light to pass through them and we can see through them clearly. And third, translucent objects allow light to pass through them partially. Now I want you to answer this question. What kind of an object is a human body? Are we able to see through it? Not really. Hence, a human body is an opaque object. What happens when light is obstructed by the human body? We see that the human body is obstructing light here. There is light in front of the human body, but what do you see behind it? Yes, a shadow. This thing you see behind the body is called a shadow. Now looking at this, can you tell me the things that are required for a shadow to be formed? Two things are obvious. First, a source of light which is in front of the body. And second, an opaque object. Here, the human body is the opaque object. Can you identify any other thing we may need for a shadow? Maybe not. Now let's consider a different situation. In this situation too, we have a source of light as well as an opaque body. But do we see a shadow? No, we don't. Do you know why? Perplexed? Well, had there been a screen behind the opaque object, you would have seen the shadow on it. But because there is no screen or surface like in the previous case, we cannot see the shadow. What does this tell us? It tells us that we also need a surface on which a shadow can be formed. That surface will make us see the shadow. What's so special about shadows? Shadows also give us some information about the object. So if I show you this shadow, you will be able to tell me that it's a human body shadow. But sometimes they can also be misleading. For instance, can you name the body of which this is a shadow? You'd probably say it's that of a dog, but it's just our human hands playing the trick. Has it ever occurred to you as to why shadows are formed? We know one of the reasons. Opaque bodies do not allow light to pass through them. Yes, that's one of the main reasons why shadows are formed. Another important reason for shadows to form is that light travels in a straight line.
So from the video that you have seen, it is clear that in order for a shadow to be formed, we need three objects. One is a source of light. It can be a sun or a torch, lighted torch, isn't it? Then we need an opaque object. You have seen the human body as the opaque object. And a screen. Then only the shadow can be presented, isn't it? So what are the three requirements for a shadow to be formed? A source of light, then an opaque object and a screen. And we also have seen shadows give sometimes the correct image of the object, and many times it can create, it can mislead us to other objects also, isn't it? By using hands we can make the shape of a dog, snake and all. You can see different pictures, a bird, isn't it? Then another activity 4, here again they are asking to place a chair on a sunny day in the ground, and do we get the correct picture of the chair in its shadow? No. We may not get the correct shape of the chair. We may get like a square, or on which part of the chair the sunlight falls. From that only the shadow will be formed. So it may not look like a chair. Similarly, we can these all you can do in your home. Just go in the courtyard and make images of your notebook, your box, then a chair. Okay, take some flowers. Example given is a red rose and a yellow rose. Can we see these two flowers in different colors? Red or yellow? No. All the color will be in the color of the shadow will always be black. Okay. Similarly, a long box we can take and make its shadow on the ground. Then when the box is near the ground, then the size of the box will be short, isn't it? When it is moving, when we move the box away from the ground, then its size increases slowly. Like that we can get different shapes by moving the objects close to the screen and away from the screen. Okay, so that about shadows.